Hi, my name's Dee, and welcome to Sunchild Tarot, and welcome to your Taroscopes for the new moon in Pisces on the 13th of March, tomorrow, as I'm filming, so hopefully I'll get them all out on time. As ever, this is a little introduction about the new moon and what I've got to say about it, which is not a lot this time. And then there's a timestamp in the description below to fast forward to your reading. The reason I do this is because I advise you to watch three of them: your sun, your moon, and your rising signs. And if you don't know what your moon and rising signs are, there is a link in the description down below just so you can get yourself a free birth chart. There's plenty of sources, websites online that you can get that from. Now, as ever, I would like you to ask a question prior to the reading. So have a think about, while we discuss the moon, or pause the video if you need to, have a think about all the questions that are floating around you at the moment and focus on one of them. I mean, definitely pause before the reading, just to spend that moment of focus. And be aware of all of them, though, because the cards will answer what they please, and not necessarily what you or I think are the highest priority issues. But yeah, this is a new moon at 23 degrees Pisces. It's the last of, I think, 6 new moons at 23 degrees of whatever sign they're supposed to be in that month. Supposed to be, that sounds wrong, but you know what I mean. The first thing that jumped out on me here is, well, the new moon is moon conjunct sun, as we all know. And this new moon at 23 degrees Pisces is smack bang on Albert Einstein's sun. So, not a new moon in his case, but I really just like that image of, if you think about part of his identity that we all know, is his ability to think things through, to reason, to ask questions. And this is what I think this new moon is about. Watching a lot of the astrologers' videos, which I have yet to actually post on my Facebook page, link down below, I'll talk about that in a minute. But a lot of them are saying this new moon is not so much a time about setting intentions this time. That's for the day after, couple of days after, 3 days after of the new moon. It's more a case of planning to set the intentions, working out what you need to have in place for you to make your mind up about how you're going to proceed further. So another way of saying that is a way to clear space for setting the intentions. So clear space indicates all the old tropes of letting go and, to a great extent, forgiveness. So if there's anything you need to work on forgiving, now's an ideal time to do it. I probably have a few things on my own list. Now, this is emphasized even more by the degree angel. At 23 degrees Pisces, this degree is ruled by the angel Manakel, who represents accountability and the knowledge of good and evil. So with that knowledge of good and evil, there's the, that is good for me, that is not good for me, that is just downright evil, that's just not good for me. Both of those two things we can get rid of now, hopefully. Also, Manakel is ruling Mars this time. So it's 2 planets Manakel's ruling. Mars is quintile the moon, which, if I remember correctly, bear in mind I'm not an astrologer, but indicates a creative force between the two of them. So our emotions and our urge to jump forward and do whatever are linked creatively, almost mystically. Now, Saturn, you may recall in my full moon reading that I did 2 weeks ago, Saturn was sat there listening to the moon while the angels were running around, sort of an angelic court, going, "What about this? What about this? What about this?" And Saturn's going, "Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Don't understand." Saturn this time's not even talking to the moon. No aspects between the moon and Saturn whatsoever. There is one between Mars and Saturn. Let me look it up. I forget off the top of my head what it is. Yes, there's a harmony between Mars and Saturn this time. So, as in a trine aspect. So hopefully that Manachel's discernment, understanding, the thinking as shown by Albert Einstein's son, will get transferred into some form of action that Saturn can approve of, because Saturn still remains the ruler of the chart. On that note, you know how I like my looking up astrology of the first appearances of comics characters. This is also on Lex Luthor's Lilith and Lex Luthor's Mercury. So while we're in this era of Neptune in Pisces, which again just conjuncted with Venus, but more on that in a second, or is coming up to the conjunction. I think it's coming up to the conjunction. I meant to check it before I started filming. Yeah, we've just had Sun conjunct Neptune, and we're going to Venus conjunct Neptune. Really, same day. So, near as damn it. But the Lex Luthor, Lilith and Mercury, we've got, with Lex Luthor, we've got that symbol of thinking, working things out. Okay, he had a few agendas that maybe you and I might not agree with, but he was very good at communicating things and swaying public opinion. Positive and negative there. Because Neptune in Pisces, obviously, delusion, illusion, imagination run riot, obsession. And yeah, I wouldn't trust anything Lex Luthor says one way or another. So there may be more public narratives that we would need to question, but there's also that sense of people using their own discernment and making space for the new and being aware of all the factors that are popping their head up, saying, before you make your plans, what about this? What about that? Don't forget about me. Don't forget about this thing over here. Now, also in quintile, we have Mercury and Uranus, ruled by Rehail, who is known as Diamond in the Rough, and is also attributed to filial submission, the submission of children to their parents, for example, but also a dispenser of longevity. So Mercury in itself, in its post-shadow phase, we've had loads of things brought up to us yet again that we can now let go of. That's the idea of the post-shadow phase. The diamond in the rough makes me think of vague plans. Vague plans that you're going in that general direction, but you don't have to firm up the details yet. You don't have to cut that diamond just yet. It's beautiful as it is. As for the filial submission, yeah, I don't know. It's there. I thought I would mention it. I have no idea how that one is going to. That could be on a very personal level for people, or it could reflect the drama going on with the royal family. There's definitely generational issues occurring with this new moon that helps us determine the way forward, hopefully in a positive way. I'm feeling pretty positive about this. I mean, people will say it's Pisces being the 12th sign is very similar, but not the same. I must stress it's not the same as the 12th house. So in terms of isolation, I don't want to say isolation. I want to inward looking study, really examining that which is within us. But we've got quite a stellium here in Pisces because, what is it, Sun, Moon, Venus, Neptune. So that's a lot of power. Obviously with the Venus-Neptune conjunction, appreciation of beauty, mysticism, maybe beautiful illusions, and you will see various astrologers talk about the the beautiful love and relationship aspect. That's what can also be relationship to things that we value. Um, but this new moon is wonderful for, like I say, preparing to set your intentions. Let old things go, focus on what you love, and work out how what it is you love is going to carry you forward, what passion you want to follow. I said I'd talk about the Facebook thing. Link down below. Like I said, I share normally. I haven't this last week, but I think you'll understand that with you've seen the intro bit already. I normally post the videos of all the astrologers that I follow and whatever else that I find on YouTube that is in this vein of beautiful woo-woo. But it's also got a personal inbox. So if you want a personal reading from me, obviously watch the reading first so you can judge whether you want this or not. But if you want a personal reading, that's a way to get in touch with me. You are more than welcome to comment down below. I try to respond to all of my comments. Not always on time, but I don't hover over the computer. But I always like to try and respond. And it's interesting to know what you think. It's interesting to know that it's reassuring to know that the readings that I am doing are hitting home somewhere. Because in taroscopes, there's 3 layers to them, I think. There's obviously me doing the reading for a zodiac energy. Then there's you, the viewer, finding the readers that you... Oh, I've forgotten the word. I was going to say synchronize with, but that's... Nope, can't remember the right word. But the ones that you vibe with, the ones that you resonate, that's it. The ones that you resonate with. And then you have to apply the reading to your own circumstances if it sounds relevant. Absolutely and totally and utterly discard it if it does not sound relevant, because this is not a sort of form of mundane tarot reading. The reading either is for you and you'll be able to hear that, or it's not. Go and watch your rising sign, go and watch your moon sign. I mean, new moons, full moons, go and watch your moon sign always. So yeah, like, share, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff, because it really does help. I'm still aiming for that magic 1000 yet. So anything you can do to assist with that will be greatly appreciated. And like I say, before I bring up the cards, just remember that one thing: ask a question first. And I think that's everything that I've got to say. I actually thought I had nothing to say about this new moon, and I've not said a lot, but I think that in and of itself is significant, that it's this space. Pisces can be about rebirth. So it is this space, like the creative void before the word, that we are able to set the directions of our own rebirth. Or at least, being a tarot reading, because I'm always talking about new beginnings, because that's what the cards do, this month's rebirth. So I hope you're all well, and I will bring up your cards. Cheers. Well, Pisces, we couldn't have a more Piscean reading for the new moon in Pisces for Pisces as this one. There is, we have how you are feeling being the Hanged Man. The world is looking different to you right now. The world is looking upside down, back to front, completely foreign. And you know that it's time to level up, and it's time for you to find your own holy grail to search. I might even call it that. Call the reading that. So you want your own golden pearl, or holy grail, or Dragonball to search. Dragonball, that's a good one. And you've got plenty of options of how to do it, and none of them really makes sense. It's like you have to move, but you're not entirely sure where you have to move, but wherever it is, you need to get there fast. Now, I want to say that if you stress about this too much, because I mean, hey, Pisces, if you stress about this too much, then all you will do is gain a harvest from your worry. But it's almost like things have really changed. And because you're hanging upside down, you don't know what the foundation is at the moment. But the foundation that had been present, the foundation that had been there, is not appropriate for now. The foundation has changed. The foundation is shifted. So if you are still operating in your mind on the previous foundation, which is natural, then you are operating on a foundation that is incorrect, unstable, and non-existent. That's cheerful for you, isn't it? But this is fine, because I believe that this is bringing a change of fortune around you. However, it's not necessarily going to look like that at the moment, because all the options that seem that you're looking around at to go, do I go here? Do I go here? And you know what they are. I mean, I've got options in being a Pisces sun. I've got options in my mind at the moment where I'm just going, I don't really want to do that. I don't really want to be that. I don't want to really go there. Oh no, I don't want to do that one. I've got these options, but I don't want any of them. And this, I'm not necessarily aware of other options that I haven't quite seen yet, because I'm not used to hanging upside down. There's, let's face it, if you suddenly achieve cosmic awareness, that cosmic awareness is going to be like such a quick influx of information that to start off with, your emotional reaction is going to be, what? Where do I start? And there is that, where do I start right now? Clarity is coming, but clarity is coming to you by things falling apart. We've got, what is Spirit bringing in for you? The Tower and the Five of Swords. So there's that stripping away of, because I'm really drawn to the eye on this one. It's reminding me of, now, I think they were used in one of the Doom Patrol TV shows, but there was a Doom Patrol story where the big bad was this sort of anti-god called the De-Creator, who uncreated things. Or he might have been the uncreator, but I think it was De-Creator, who was served by the cult of the unwritten book, who I think are in like second season of Doom Patrol or something. But that eye always reminds me of the De-Creator and that stripping away of things. But this is a gift that Spirit is bringing in. So one would assume that unless Spirit hates you, don't go down that path, Pisces. But which we know they don't, that there is a reason, a purpose for all of this. And it is to give you a clarity, Ace of Swords, of how to progress forward. And then what, not just progress, race forward. Knight of Wands here. And it is trying to show a change in your look. And also maybe, this is weird, showing a, showing a reinterpretation of the look that you've already experienced. So maybe things that you have assumed were good look, you're now looking at as a more questionable sense. Was that so lucky, and things that you had looked at the time as bad luck, going, it's probably not a bad thing that that happened. And it's just struck me, and I can't figure out why. Well, I can figure out why, but Three of Wands. Now, if you, I'm going to do another comics TV reference. If you watched Legion, which was a Fox X-Men related TV show, brilliant show, highly recommend it, a lot of fun. But there was these androgynous robots, humanoid androids in it that looked just like the fella on this card. Absolutely, just like him. Which is implying to me that the way that you had reacted to luck at the time had gone down pretty much pre-programmed routes of how you would respond and absorb and of course it did, because why wouldn't it? You know, that's neither a good thing or a bad thing, but the clarity now is not even to say, oh, I did that badly because I followed that route, or I did that well because I followed that route, but the clarity is going, that programmed route was there. Do you still want to go down the programmed route, or do you want to flare up and shoot off in a completely different direction because you're the one in charge? Because you have, now here's where things get better, because this is one hell of a stripping away time, things breaking down time, things getting reinterpreted. But I have to say that despite the negative nature of some of these central cards, you know, the Empress opposing you, the foundation of all that you're thinking being insecure, invalid, out of date, that the options that are faced to you are just, I don't like the look of them, that they're all icky, and that you're running the risk of shooting off, but I never noticed that. There's a house on fire in the background, that you're shooting off in a direction, you're heading to some war and you don't even know why or where you're going. It's just to get yourself away from where you are. That could be quite a dramatic and turbulent time in your life. And I think most Pisces would know what I mean by this. Enjoy every minute of it. All of the ups and the downs and the lows and the highs and everything. Enjoy it. Have a great time, because this is a wonderful clearing time. There is success heading your way. People are going to be bringing something of value to you, to your attention. Whether that's a fact that has value for you, an emotion that has value for you, or information, or maybe money, but I don't think it's money. Poo. But no, I don't think it's money. But they're certainly bringing something of value to you and recognizing your success here. Because while everything is falling down around your ears, I feel that you should be standing there as the I need something to hold up. I haven't got any more wands here or anything, but as you're, the building's crumbling down around you, you're there with your magic sword held aloft, screaming, I have the power, because the options are going to improve. If you weather this and just accept, because this is a time of beginnings, as long as what we've got here, first oracle card, is bring love into the situation, whatever that may mean. Because I can't see a direct link at all between the reading and this one card. So I think that's one of those individual messages for each of us. I can tell what it means for me, but I can't necessarily tell what it means for you. But bring love into the situation. As I say, stand there, hold aloft your magic sword, and allow this information in all its weird forms to come to you. This is what the maestro is about from the mausolea. The maestro is that point of all disciplines coming together, you know, from astrology to particle physics, through ironmongery to computer design, all come together in this one character, the maestro. And this is, I can't remember whether it was him or the thinker, where it suggests that teaching enables you to learn stuff. And I don't think there's a lot of teaching going on here, but I think you may be leading by example and learning how different things that you would not normally pay attention to, that are being brought to your attention, will affect your efforts going forward. But the future cards: 10 of Cups, happy, happy, joy, joy, clarified by the 7 of Cups. There's lots of options that that are going to come out of this stripping away, as long as you are standing there holding a lofty magic sword, blah blah blah. Good, positive options. Your luck is changing because you are getting almost a I see, you're getting an understanding of where those pre-programmed routes are, and you can see when it's useful to use them and when it's useful to step out of them. And the final, this torment, this chaos will end. 10 of Swords here, which, the way this one is shaped always vaguely reminds me of the Tree of Life. We've got the 3 of Swords right at the bottom with a little, tiny, tiny little heart. You see the little red bump there. So, yeah, there's going to be a bit of pain because everything's being stripped away or decreated. But then we have 2 of Pentacles, if you're maintaining the balance, because this is, I think Aquarius, it was like, you must balance, you must balance, you must balance, was in all the way through the reading. This one, it's almost like he's wandering off into the distance whistling. You know, he's really happy. Yes, I can juggle these 2 things, and I'm happy now because I'm juggling my 2 things. There's a joy in that balance. But you've got to have the firm footing to hold a lofty magic sword. And that's why the allowing stress and worry to be the foundation of your decision making here, which is another thing that this card is saying about. And guidance, there is no more guidance at the moment. The guidance is in you. It is in your own perceptions. There isn't, people will be, like I say, others may be bringing something of value to you, but it's not guidance. You have to be working on your own internal sense here. You know, so if it sounds like spirit have shut up and are not telling you anything and just leaving you to get on with it, that's because they're leaving you to get on with it and they trust you and you will be fine. Final card, the Sun. Happy, happy, joy, joy. You know, you can't get better than that. An end to the chaos, a change of luck, shaking out of pre-programmed roles, holding a lofty magic sword. I'm going to keep harping on about that one. Enjoying the balance that you are maintaining. You know, there's a positive whistling, and look, there is a raven flying along with him, almost as if Hugin or Munin is flying along with you, going, yeah, you're doing all right. Yeah, there's wisdom here I've got for you, but you might not need it. You seem to be doing fine. And then finally the Sun card, the sense of growth, happiness. The Sun, I always think, is a dynamic happiness. The Sun moves through the sky. It will disappear and it will come back again. So there's a cyclical element to it. But it enables things to flourish. It gives things life. So that is a really positive future here, especially with 10 of Cups here. You know, that whole better than wish fulfillment. So not just the stuff that you want, but better than that. It's actually stuff that you need and will enjoy, you know, because what we want is not always what we need and enjoy. This is overwhelmingly positive, and by hell will you be able to dine out on this central column. So expect this week, with the new moon, all that diving through your emotions and all the swimming in all the mental and astral seas that you have swimming in you and around you. And then next week, expect things to be quite hectic. Better clear some space to make sure I've got some space for filming then. But yeah, with the Knight of Wands and the astrology for the week after the new moon as well is like pretty much here we go, you know. So yeah, good luck, Pisces. Comment down below if it means anything to you. Like, share, subscribe, obviously, because it really does help the channel. I am very, very grateful, as flippant as I may sound. Good luck. Keep your head around, keep your wits about you at the moment, but just remember that every single one of those wits may be correct or may be pre-programmed, you know. So but you will achieve clarity, you will achieve certainty, but the only way to achieve that clarity is this huge mess of uncertainty to start off with. Enjoy it. Cheers.